Hello everyone, today's topic is simplifying algebraic fractions. Simplifying algebraic fractions. Now before starting this topic, I just give you a brief description about what is the meaning of algebraic fractions. Algebraic fractions are always written in the form of numerator divided by denominator. It is similar to how we write the arithmetic fractions. The only difference is when we write the algebraic fractions, our numerator and denominator, they will be considered as algebraic expressions. So algebraic expressions means there will be variables, there will be some numbers, there will be some symbols of like addition, subtraction, multiplication. So if I write x plus 2 over x, this is an algebraic expression. Now our target is how to simplify these algebraic expressions. Now we understand it with the help of our arithmetic expressions. For example, I have a question 2 over 4. This is an arithmetic expression, arithmetic fraction, and we have to simplify it. Simplify means I have to make it as simple as possible by cancelling out the common factors. So I know from 2 and 4, if I look at these two numbers, the 2 and 4, so 4 and 2, they have a common factor of 2. So what I can do, I can divide both the numbers 2 and 4 by 2, and by doing so I will be getting 1 over 2. So what I did, I found the HCF of both the numbers in the numerator and denominator, and then I divide both numbers with that HCF. Something similar to this we have to do for the algebraic expressions. For example, I have a question 6bc and it is divided by 3c, and the question is simplify this arithmetic expressions. So what I need to do in this question, I have to see that this 6bc, how do we factorize it, how do we find the common factors. So first of all, the best way is write this 6bc as 6 multiplied by b multiplied by c. Try to understand it in this way. And this is divided by 3 times c. Now what we need to do, if you see there are some common factors, we can find the common factors for numbers separately and for the letters separately. So I can see 6 and 3, and HCF of 6 and 3 is 3. So I will divide both 6 and 3 by 3. So this is as 2 over 1, which we can write just as 2 also. And c here and c here, they are both c to the power of 1 each of them. So they will be cancelled out. Now 6 over 3 is 2. And after that 6 over 3 is 2. So I wrote 2. And then b is there. And after that c and c is divided. So nothing is left. It's just a 1. Don't say it's 0. It's c division. So it will be 1. So we got the final answer as 2b. Okay. Let's take some more examples here. For example, I have, this is the second example now, a squared divided by 2a. Now simply I try to understand the meaning of a square. A square means it's a multiplied by a, and it is divided by 2 multiplied by a. I can see here in the numerator there is no number. So, and in the numerator we have 2 a's in multiplication, and in denominator 1a. So 1a and here a, they will be cancelled out, and the simplified algebraic fraction will become a over 2. Now there is another example. Another example is, if we have 6a squared b and divided by 3b. So first I try to write it in the form of multiplication. So 6 times a times a times b, this is the numerator, and in denominator I have 3 times b. So here again I have numbers in the numerator and denominator, and because in the previous example we have learned that 6 and 3 they have a highest common factor of 3, so I can cancel 6 and 3 both by 3. So this will be 2, or 2 over 1, which we can write as 2. Then b and b will be cancelled out. So the final answer will be 2a squared, because we have a times a, so in the last we can write it as a square, because in a final answer in algebra we never use this multiplication symbol. If you get something answer like 2 times a square, we will not give the answer like this 2 times a square, rather than we will be writing 2a square. Now one common mistake which most of the students they do in the algebraic fraction simplification, let's say you have a question, this is a very important example, and you can call it like illegal cancellation, what you cannot do while solving or simplifying the algebraic expressions. For example, you have x plus 4 divided by 2. So here you cannot do it like, okay, this 2 is 1s are 2 and this 2 2s are 4. You cannot do, and you can't write it like, okay, this is x plus 2 over 1. No. This is possible if you have x in multiplication with 4 and then there is a 2 in the denominator. Meaning multiplication means when you have the fractions, the algebraic fractions with the factors in the factor form, numerator is in the factor form and denominator in the factor form. If it is there, then you can cancel out. So x multiply by 4 divide by 2, this is factor form. When you write any expression in the bracket form, in the multiplication form, then you can cancel out from the terms from numerator and denominator, so it will be 2x. But if it is having a plus sign, or if it even if it is having a negative sign, you cannot cancel like this. This would be wrong. In this case, what you can do, you can split the terms. So what you can do, again we have the question x plus 4 divided by 2. You can write it x divided by 2 plus, if there is a plus sign, then 4 divided by 2. Meaning every term in the numerator you will divide separately with denominator. Now x by 2 we cannot further simplify, but 4 by 2 can be further simplified, which will give me 2 over 1, and we can write it as a final answer x over 2 plus 2. Now let's take few more examples. Let's say I have a question here which is a plus b over a. Now here I cannot divide the numerator and denominator directly, rather than I can split the terms, a over a plus b over a. Now a over a, that means it is 1, so it's 1 plus b over a. This is the most simplified form. Okay, let's take one more example. Say I have 2 plus a squared over 4a. Now either you can leave it like this, but if you want to simplify, you can split again, 2 over 4a plus a squared over 4a. So I can write here, now see here 2 is in the numerator and 4 is in the denominator. So this is basically 2 over 4 times a plus a square, which can be written as a times a over 4 times a. Now 2 and 4 they have a highest common factor as 2, so we can divide both numerator and denominator by 2. So it will be 1 over 4 divided by 2 is 2, so it will be 2a plus a and a will be cancelled, so it will be a over 4. So this will be considered as a final answer. You can solve these parts separately also. You can just keep it writing like 2 over 4a, and then you can show this working, the 2 over 4 it can be divided by 2, so it will become 1 over 2. Mostly students they write it as 2. No, that will be wrong. Okay, so this is like an algebraic fractions. and I just gave you a few basic examples of simplification. In the next lesson on the same algebraic fractions part 2, we will be discussing more and more about the algebraic fraction simplification, where the numerator will be an algebraic expression and denominator also, but they will be a bit complicated ones. Okay, thank you so much.